Welcome to the Pearson Lab tutorial. Before you begin, you will need Pearson login information. If you do not have a Pearson account, or if you have forgotten your login information, please open a new tab in your web browser and type in the following URL. If you know your Pearson login information, continue watching this tutorial. We will begin by logging into Canvas and selecting the course that we would like to work on. Before we get into the MyLab, we are first going to locate the course ID. So we will click on Files, and then click on Faculty Only Files. And then we're going to refer to the MyLab directions. And we will scroll through this to find the course ID. So here is the course ID listed in the directions, and we will need to reference this to pair the course. And then clicking on the My Lab and Mastering tab, the first time that you log in, you will be prompted to select Authorize. We will then click Get Started. And enter the course ID. And select from my existing course list. Then we will select the course that we are working on by clicking on Select. And then we will need to fill out the required fields. The course type is Student Use Course, and the course name is to match the course name as according to the syllabus. It is important to note that the course used in this tutorial is a test course that does not have a term or year affiliated with it. However, your courses will have terms and years affiliated. The course dates, the beginning date is going to be today's date, and the end date is going to be 3 weeks after the end of the term. Once that is filled out, we will click on Create Course. This concludes the pairing process. Next, we will change the course assignment dates. So on the main screen, whenever you click My Lab and Mastering, it is important to note that the items listed under your instructor tools may vary from this tutorial depending on the type of MyLab that you are using. So for instance, your instructor tools may include a mastering item library. So the type of MyLab that you are using will determine the items that are listed in your instructor tools. Click on Assignment Manager under Instructor Tools, and click on Change Dates and Assign Status. From here, you can change the start and end dates of all of the assignments. Once all necessary changes have been made, click on Update Changes Only. The assignment dates have now been changed. Next, we will verify the time zone in the Pearson Lab. So we will select My Lab and Mastering, which will bring us to this welcome page of a course that has been paired. And under Instructor Tools, we will select More, and then select Course Settings. Under Availability, Check to make sure that the time zone is UTC 6 o'clock Central Time. If this is not the time zone that is listed, click on Edit and select UTC 6 o'clock Central Time from the drop-down menu and click on Save. The time zone has now been verified. Next, we will discuss how to set a password for the final exam if the final exam will be administered through the Pearson MyLab. So we will click on My Lab and Mastering. And under the Instructor Tools, we're going to click on Assignment Manager. This will bring up a list of the assignments. If we scroll down to the bottom and see the final exam listed, under the Select drop-down menu, we're going to click on Edit. On this first edit screen, we are not going to change anything, so we're going to click Next. On the second edit screen, we're also not going to change anything, so we'll click on Next. On this third screen, scroll down to Access Controls and click on the checkbox for Required Password, and then you can type in your unique password. Scroll down to the bottom and select Save. Once you have completed these instructions, you will need to also set up ProctorU. Instructions for setting up ProctorU can be found in the faculty-only files on your course. This concludes setting up a password for your final exam. Next, we are going to discuss how to sync the grades from MyLab to your gradebook. So on this main screen, on the My Lab and Mastering tab, scroll to Go to Grade Sync Settings. From there, you can click On for the grade sync and click on OK. You will then have to select the assignments to be synced. You can click on the top checkbox for all. Make sure that those are all selected, and click on Sync Grades Now. You will see the progress. Once they are all synced, you're going to need to go to the Assignments tab on your Canvas course. Whenever the assignments are synced, they are all going to be listed in the top section on the Assignments tab. So you are going to need to manually move these items into the appropriate category to make sure that they are weighted correctly. So for example, you can see that the Unit 6 quiz is going to need to be brought down to the Quizzes and Exams category. And you will need to go through all of these items to make sure that they are in the correct category, as this will affect the weighting of the student grades. This concludes the tutorial on Pearson Labs.